This is the vlog for February 17th, 2019. I'm going to be doing a couple more of these as part of the project. But yesterday I got my birthday cake. But tonight I had my birthday dinner with my parents. And it was this delicious pork roast that I ate a little too much of, especially considering I had more cake with it afterwards. But today was a weird day. Started off feeling sort of, I don't know, hopeless, even after all that stuff I said yesterday. But then I remembered how I said all that stuff yesterday, and I decided to give something a try. I'm currently working on a series of videos that show me putting together a gunpla, and I'm going to put it up on YouTube after I've edited it together a little bit, cleaned it up, done some fun stuff. And I'm hoping that I can turn it into a couple 10-minute videos and monetize it. I don't know if it's going to make anything. If it makes a couple bucks, if I can buy a cheeseburger or two from it, then I think I'll consider that at least a minor success. But, you know, I like doing this sort of thing. I like being on camera. Probably a little too much. I haven't got a really good face for it. But I definitely wouldn't mind if I could make a career out of doing presentation of this sort. And after everything else, I want to do something that is both fun and creative and constructive. And if I can make money off it, that would be great. Right now, that would be very, very important. And really one of the reasons why I haven't pursued this in the past is I didn't think there was any money in it. But I am going to take a look at monetization on YouTube. And these videos don't work very well because they still want longer 10-minute plus videos. And I actually try and keep these vlogs under 10 minutes for the most part. But yeah, I'm currently working on a fantastic little model kit. It's sitting on the table over there. The RX-0 Maru, which is a SD version of the Unicorn Gundam that's been given a ninja motif. It's from Gundam Build Divers, and it was probably the most striking and most scene stealing, at least for me. Every time it was in a shot, I was excited. I mean, I love the Unicorn Gundam that it's based on, and the way they used all of the unicorn motifs, melding it with a ninja sort of theme, really ended up working very well. And I picked this up. I got a couple things with my birthday money, and this is something that I'd gotten even earlier. I think I used Christmas money on that one. But oh yeah, while I was having dinner with my dad, he mentioned finding an old yearbook, 1969, from the University of Iowa. And it had a very curious photo and a very curious headline in it. And I'm going to try and show you that right now on the camera. It says, let's see if I can read it. No big names scheduled for concerts. And what may not be immediately apparent until you look at the actual photograph is that that's Led Zeppelin playing at the Student Union of the University of Iowa in 1969. And they were not considered a big name at the University of Iowa. I am definitely tweeting this. I'm going to hashtag Led Zeppelin. I don't know how many people are going to see it or comment on it, but just the very notion. I believe the last time I checked the metric, Stairway to Heaven remains the single most played rock and roll song on the radio. No Beatles song ever individually overtook Stairway to Heaven, although, you know, the entire Beatles library has been played more than the entire Led Zeppelin library over time. Still, Led Zeppelin is one of the most influential acts in all of music. It's up there with Michael Jackson and the Beatles in my mind. And my dad randomly caught them in concert one day, just strolling through campus. in 1969. Holy smokes, that was 60 years ago. Well, no, it was 50. I don't know how to count. 59, it would have been 2009. 69, 50 years ago. 50 years ago. Times change. I also mentioned that, speaking of going back in time, my grandmother actually went to college when she was 50. She wanted her BA, and she was actually attending class at roughly the same time my Uncle Tom was. I think they shared a class together. And Uncle Tom complains sometimes because apparently she broke the curve for everybody else by being such a good student. But my book that I wrote, that I started writing at the end of October and finished in the middle of January, is dedicated to my Grandma June. Because Led Zeppelin might not have been a big name back then, but they are now. And who knows? Maybe I'll get to be a big name someday. And I want my first book to recognize that my grandmother is one of the most spectacular people I've ever met. And she is the reason that I can be anything that I am. I love you, Grandma. I'm Eric Spornitz, and tomorrow will be better.